Let's look at why Tesla is a sell right now, at least for a little while. Since June 20th, no sellers wanted to sell Tesla lower than 238.11. This is what this chart is telling us. Yesterday, we came very close. We had some sellers that were starting to weakening because some of them have sold below 238.11. But then there were enough buyers to push the stock back up above 238.11. And 238.11 is important because this is a price that the sellers used in the past in order to decide when they stop buying and selling. Today, we see a capitulation in the buyers, and we see that the sellers are desperate enough to sell below 238.11. This is now telling us that the floodgates have been opened. The sellers are now willing to sell at a lower price, so we should be expecting Tesla to continue to go down. Tesla closed at $232.96, down $6.80 for 2.84%. And post-market, we see that we could be opening even lower tomorrow. So where is Tesla going to go? The next stop where we could see some buyers come in is at 217.65. This is an important number that we need to keep in mind. We are going to check Tesla every single day to see what is going to happen as we come close to 217.65. If you want to buy a put option in order to profit from this weakening of sellers, then it would be the right time to do so. And if you buy a put option, I would put a stop loss just a little bit higher than 240.89 in case there is a reversal. Each time you are going to enter in the stock market, you need to have an exit point in case the transaction or the direction you want the stock to go reverses on you. This is always possible. Nothing is riskless. If you cannot accept a little bit of risk, you need to put money in the bank, and then there's a different kind of risk that you will be open to. But here, if it reverses about 240.89, I would put it maybe at 241 just to give it a little bit of a leeway. Then you exit that position with a loss. But most likely, this is going to continue going down. Let's take a look at some Tesla news. So we have Tesla's new Model S and X have the same battery pack, but with software lock capacity. Tesla has confirmed that its new standard range Model S and X have the same battery pack as the long-range version, but with its capacity being software locked. So late last night, Tesla launched new standard range versions of its Model S and X. And because Tesla does not want to be producing another type of battery pack, another capacity of battery pack, they are using software to lock the capacity of the regular long-range battery pack. And the standard range Model S gets 320 miles of range, which means that 21% of the capacity has been locked from the long range's battery pack. The good part with that is that eventually these people might be able to pay back in order to convert their standard range Tesla into a long range Tesla. And in terms of the drawback is that they now have a heavier car, a car that has a long range battery, but only has 80% of range. So which means that in terms of efficiency, this car would not be that efficient. This is a quick way for Tesla to ramp up demand a little bit for the Model S and X, which are quite expensive. So this way, they are hoping that they can sell a little bit more cars. If we take a look at the VIX, so the VIX is right in sync with what is happening with Tesla. So the VIX is the fear factor of the S&P 500. The higher the VIX is, the lower the stock market is going to get. So the VIX is up 1.64, that's 11%. So that's a big move up that we had today. We closed at 1645. Yesterday, we were starting to think that we were going to break 1485. We had broken it by a couple of basis points, but now this is reversing. 1485 is now a support for the VIX. And we have stochastic over 60 also in the VIX. So we are really starting to show the uptrend in the VIX, which is going to mean, at least for the short term, a downtrend in the stock. If we take a look at Rivian, we closed at 2078. That's down 78 cents, 3.62%. Post-market, we seem to be down a little bit more. This is the bearish channel that Rivian is currently in. So basically, it should be zigzagging between these two lines until it stops. And at that point, when it stops, then we are going to look at other criteria in order to see when it is going to be the time to get back into Rivian. Xpeng is down 13 cents at 16.11. That's down 0.8%. Xpeng is looking a little bit better. Xpeng is really respecting 15.23. It is just a little bit higher than that. We see that Xpeng is finding support just above 15.23. Let's see if we cannot draw the support right here. And yes, this is pretty good. And look at how it fits exactly the candle that we had on July 12 and also on July 19. This is what I call a double support. The real support was at 15.23, but then the stock was just a little bit stronger than that support. And now it's stopping just a little bit higher. And this new support is at 15.57. NIO is down 69 cents. That's 5.51%, closed at 11.73. So this one is just going down. We still have this bullish channel support that is still in place. So let's see if it bounces on that. We also have a horizontal support at 11.31. Let's see if we have buyers showing up to prevent a further drop in price. Palantir is down again. We are down 35 cents for 2.23%, closed at 15.37. So Palantir, as I said yesterday, Palantir is just going sideways. It is still into its downward channel, but it has been basically going sideways for the past 5 days. The big question that we have is it going to break this downward resistance, and is it going to break $16? Until it breaks those two resistance, we should not touch that stock with a 10-foot pole. Nvidia, we had a great day yesterday. Today we are up $1.87, 0.43%, closed at 439.40. So we had a nice day. That brought us above 440.51. But we cannot maintain ourselves above 440.51, and we are still in a downward channel. I don't suggest that you buy stocks within a downward channel. It's okay if the downward channel is very big, then there's a possibility to have enough room to make a little bit of money on the upside. But here, that downward channel is pretty tight, so I don't really suggest that you do that. Let's take a look at the indices a little bit. QQQ is coming down. We are down 1%, and we are pretty much right smack on our first support right here. Let's see if we can maintain ourselves above it. Dow Jones, a big drop in Dow Jones. We are down 1%, and I say big drop because we closed below 35,112, which was an important support that has been in use for almost a month. So this means that this support is now a resistance, as well as this bullish channel that is now over. So there's no bullish channel anymore. We just officially came outside of the bullish channel. We had some buyer support in the past at 34,589. Let's see if we still get that support when we are going to get closer to that number. SPX is down also 1% approximately. And yes, we have broken this 44.54 support. This is the channel that we are now in. Nasdaq Composite is also down 1%. It has been outside of its downward channel for a couple of days. And short term, we seem to be bouncing on 135.40. Physical gold is still continuing in its downward channel. Again, this is not something I would touch yet. This is just falling down. Let it fall down and then we can pick it back up eventually. Silver down 0.39%. Pretty much the same thing. Maybe it is going to stabilize at around 761. Bitcoin, the same story, it's just going sideways. Stochastic was starting to go higher and higher, but now it seems to want to stop a little bit. Stochastic is showing a little bit of weakening. Ripple, oh boy, Ripple down 4%. Next up is going to be 54. US dollar is climbing and climbing, so we closed above 103.203. So this one is really on a tear. In summary, this is not a very good day for the stock market. Everything is in sync. Everything is falling down. There's just Nvidia that is doing just a little bit better. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.